Hi,
My name's J.C. McCauley.
I'm Naisha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Hi, I'm George Logan, and you are tuned into the Senate Reports. With us today, we have Frank Dixon, President of the Black Business Alliance. Today's show is about the continued effort here on the Senate Reports to help Connecticut minorities to start up and expand their business, grow good Connecticut jobs, expand their contacts to meet other Connecticut minority entrepreneurs. So I want to welcome my guest, Frank Dixon.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Thank you, Senator Logan.
How are you today?
Great.
Excellent,
Great.
excellent. It's great to meet you finally.
Yeah, I've been a fan of your show, watched a couple of episodes, and so it's good that, what you're doing and, general outreach.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And continue the grassroots effort to find out who's actually out there serving a population that's normally not heard as much. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly think it's important to get information out to folks in the community and have folks like yourself, professionals, come on board and let folks know, what's out there, that they can help them in terms of reaching their goals. Right. And before we even get into the details of Black Business Alliance, why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself? I mean, just before we went on, you told me that you're a veteran, served 3 tours of duty. I'm sure our listeners would love to hear a little bit about your background.
Thank you. I am born and raised in North Carolina, just outside of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Excellent.
The great home of Michael Jordan. I went to college at Fayetteville State University, HBCU in Fayetteville, North Carolina. After that, I served 10 years in the U.S. Army.
10 years? Excellent.
10 years in the U.S. Army. I served a couple of tours in the Middle East, combat tours, and in Eastern Europe, in Bosnia. So the military, enhanced some of the things that my Southern upbringing exposed me to, that good conservative, respectful outlook in life, respecting people, respecting, authority, showing deference to, people who've been there before me. And after going to the military, those things sort of was enhanced with a little bit more of the discipline aspect of it. Moved to Connecticut just over 9 years ago.
Okay.
Worked for United Technologies in their operations and business development sector.
Excellent.
Assisted them in growing their business a little bit with negotiating some contracts in the Middle East. So I transitioned away from the United Technologies sector. Did a stint outside of Massachusetts in Boston in a microelectronics operation field. So came back to Connecticut about 4 years ago, started my own business development firm. And then, started the Black Business Alliance with a group of dynamic professionals around the state. So, I've always been driven to give back and mentor and teach and educate. And looking at the economic challenges, faced in the Black minority community, I feel a passion. I've always had a passion to teach and train and give back what I know.
Absolutely, that's wonderful.
Right? And meeting a small group of people with that same vision, we put the Black Business Alliance together. Howard K. Hill and I, Howard K. Hill Funeral Services. So, we started off as focus groups around the state, just getting a grassroots conversation going in the community with select individuals, educators, business people, college leaders, students, and just saying, you know, what do you feel is going on in our community?
Right.
You know, and how do we make it better? What are some of the misnomers? And what are the perceptions that we need to address to help us grow as a community? Get that community back.
Sure.
And then after the focus groups, we formed our mission and vision and goal of the Black Business Alliance. And we got our nonprofit status about 1.5 years ago.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you. We're
Wonderful.
501c6.
Okay.
And with 3 locations now, currently. Norwalk, New Haven, where our central office is, and in Hartford.
Oh, excellent. I grew up in New Haven.
Oh, okay.
Actually. Yeah, that's great.
Right.
So you saw the need in the community, and it sounds like you've been well received over the years by local businesses.
You know what? We have. I think there are a lot of people out there who want to grow, who want to enhance, who want to help their own community.
Right.
But at some point, there's a perception, even within our community, the Black and some minority communities, that's legacied in this country.
Yeah.
They're saying that because this person looks like this, their quality is substandard, or their customer service might not be up to par. Which myself, growing up in an entrepreneur family where my mother owned beauty shops, my father's a general contractor.
Yeah.
I grew up in that customer service and good quality environment.
Sure.
So, and I've met a lot of other business owners who don't think that way or act that way or promote and sell their services and products in that manner. So that's a perception, a legacy perception initially put out, you know, in this country that, you know, looking like me was less quality than looking like my Caucasian counterpart or something of that nature. So with the Black Business Alliance, we're trying to bring that community back, change that perception of our businesses, and not only that, make sure our businesses know how to provide quality, good customer service. Because at some point, you don't know how to provide quality customer service if you've never seen it. You might think that you are. And we do a lot of outreach, a lot of classes, a lot of educational training on the Black
So that's how you
Business
accomplish
Alliance.
that goal or that mission with training and outreach type
Outreach events, collecting key data, you know, providing that feedback.
Sure.
You know, for some of the businesses under the Alliance. You know, because our core vision is based on business sustainability, economic development, and community engagement.
Excellent.
Those are the 3 pillars under our vision statement. So, and under those pillars, we go into your mission, where it's focused on enhancement, the growth, the collaboration, the partnerships, you know, to build that capacity, to build growth, access to capital, educational training, and those things. That's what we used for our workshops and trainings around the state.
So oftentimes it seems like small business owners, entrepreneurs get into the business of just doing business, going, selling, but don't really sometimes sit back in terms of putting together a business plan or a strategic plan. Do you help folks with, you know, sort of at that basic level as well?
Yeah, we have a list of subject matter experts, you know, that we're partnering with the Black Business Alliance, that can evaluate your company and look at some of and put together a strategic growth plan for you based on an evaluation. Either it's business planning, or it could be looking through the financial piece of your organization to assist you with the sustainability and growth. A lot of our businesses, you know, they're making money. They have a business, but they're not really in business, right? Because you're in business, you want to grow short term and long term.
Sure, absolutely.
And if you don't understand what long term growth looks like, then you just tread water.
Right.
So we have a lot of subject matter experts that we work with that we can put our membership and our business in front of to assist them in that growth pattern. And they let me know what that growth platform looks like.
Sure. And what kind of businesses do you help? Are there certain types of businesses that
We
you help?
our niche is small and medium sized businesses.
Okay.
You know, for now.
Okay.
You know, hey, if United Technologies wants to come, and I'll help them too.
Sure. And I was thinking more. I was thinking more in terms of you know, let's say barbershops, hair salons, store owners.
Services. You know, manufacture, whatever business. We don't segregate it based on, you know, the type of business.
Right.
We look at more the size.
The size, huh?
The small and medium.
That's good.
Because we have everything from law offices to cosmetology shops,
Excellent.
right? Financial investors,
Right.
so general consultants. Right? We have a diverse background of businesses, and we're also building a central database where you can visit. You're going to be able to visit our website, which we're going through a restructure phase now.
Okay.
That you're going to be able to find and filter through that type of business that you're looking for throughout the municipalities in Connecticut and outside of Connecticut. It's going to be like our own little Angie's List.
Excellent, gotcha. And how about some of that contact information? What should someone call if they want to get a hold of you?
You can call us at 203-433-5445. And if you want to visit our website, it's www.bbusinessalliance.org. You can also send us an email at info@bbusinessalliance.org.
Excellent, excellent. And you are tuned into the Senate Reports. I'm here with Frank Dixon, President of the Black Business Alliance. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to continue on in this very informative and helpful discussion.
Let's face it, there's a lot you don't know about sickle cell disease.
Like that it affects almost all races.
Like that it affects millions.
That it can be unbearable.
That it's the most common genetic blood disease in the country.
But awareness and understanding are still far too uncommon.
Let's face it, there's a lot you don't know about sickle cell disease.
And that's a disease too.
Call the 211 info line to learn more.
Hi, welcome back. I'm George Logan, State Senator, and you are tuned into the Senate Reports. I'm here with Frank Dixon, President of the Black Business Alliance, and we're going to continue on our very informative and interesting conversation regarding building entrepreneurs and minority businesses right here in Connecticut. Mr. Dixon, again, good to have you back here with us.
Thank you, sir.
So continuing our line of discussion, I'd like to ask you, why is it important in Connecticut to create a community of Black entrepreneurs?
Well, I think if I could rephrase your question a little bit.
Sure, feel free.
I think what we're trying to do is bring the Black business community back, right? Because we've always had Black communities of business in Connecticut, in this country.
Right.
And that's where that community aspect, one reason was you didn't have a choice but to shop within your own, right? Your own community. And then as we grew as a country and some of the restrictive laws were released, people started shopping a little bit more outside their community. It's important that you build this community because it helps everyone become economically independent, financially independent. And when everyone grows, the state grows.
Absolutely.
Right? And you become less dependent on some of the social and public resources that are out there. And And as you know, coming from a legislator, that's a good thing, right?
That's right.
We all want to cut some of the programs that are focused on assisting people within reason. You know, some people you have to have certain programs in, but it's important to have all communities via whatever your ethnicity, independent.
Yeah, self-reliant and self-determining.
Right,
Absolutely,
right.
yes.
Because if all the communities are making money, they're spending money.
That's right.
Right, and it plays into their taxes. It plays into everything else, and it draws less on the public resource, financial resources that are out there.
Agreed. Now, why do you think it's important to expand to the broader Connecticut business community to connect minority and non-minority business owners across the state? Why is it important to bring those folks together?
I think diversity breeds growth, right? And in a collaborative effort, everyone is taking part in growing where they live, their local neighborhoods, their state, nationally, things of that nature. And everyone has a sense of belonging, right?
Right.
If I'm paying as many tax dollars almost as someone else, but I'm getting less as far as access to capital or resources via the public side, or I'm always having to go to private to probably get a higher interest rate, I'm usually not going to grow as fast. So I think the collaboration, the openness to expand, the availability for everyone to be able to take a part of the resources that are out there via public contracts, the education piece of it, it assists everyone grow. And you have a legacy of growth. You have a legacy of less independent, of less dependence on state and federal resources. Right. And you're also, in those communities and minority communities, you're reestablishing a legacy of independence, financial independence, that I can leave to my kids, that my kids can leave to their kids. And it's nothing new. It's where we were. We're just trying to get that back. There's a history here where you had these communities, and they were burned down, you put highway systems through them, and some of the other intentional structural roadblocks that were put into place. So we want to try to, and we also at the Black Business Lab, we work as advocates as well. Working with people like yourself and members of the legislative to assist us, release some of these unintentional or intentional roadblocks that are put into place to make sure that we're all getting the same access to the resources.
Got it. Now, what are the challenges for minority entrepreneurs, and how can lawmakers like myself help them to overcome those challenges? It's a team effort, right? How can we, us lawmakers, help out?
Well, the challenges that we've gathered, at the Black Business Alliance, some of the data, and myself just growing up in the environment as a Black business owner, that when that community and legacy of entrepreneurship was broken, you don't know what you don't know. And that's it. It sounds simple, but it is that simple. If you're growing up in an environment where people are just working or people are not working, and you're not growing up in a business environment like I did, where my parents were both entrepreneurs, you don't understand the nuances of doing business. So if you don't understand the nuances of doing business or managing your business, then that causes for other challenges when you're trying to grow or start your business. Because like I said, people have a business, but a lot of people are not in business. And being in business meaning you're growing. And if you don't have that legacy of being in that entrepreneurial or business environment, we try to bring that to you, the Black Business Alliance, through our educational, collaborating with other businesses, mentorships, things of that nature. And your second part, how the legislative can continue to support. The Black Business Alliance has partnered with the Connecticut Economic Development Division, and we are providing a grassroots effort to go out and train and educate and market some of DCD's small lending efforts. And we partnered with some legislators who were on the side of the Black Business Alliance to ensure those things happen. So I think if you and some of the other leaders, legislative leaders, can continue to support efforts that help some of the nonprofits provide that grassroots effort
Sure.
to reach those communities in a way that probably your state entities can't, then that right there is the number one path I think that you and some of your colleagues could take to do that. Continue to support these types of partnerships.
Well, I hear you loud and clear.
Right.
Thank you for that. What kind of advice would you give to someone watching us today, who would like to grow or expand his or her business in Connecticut? What sort of advice would you give that person?
The number one advice I would give is join the Black Business Alliance.
There you go.
I'll leave that plug. That's my plug.
No, absolutely. Yeah. What would that entail?
Right, yeah.
What would that entail? How would someone? What does that mean to join the Black Business Alliance?
So you would go to our website, fill out one of our applications, and then we would contact you and just sort of evaluate.
And what's that website?
www.bbusinessalliance.org.
Excellent. Okay.
And we would evaluate your company, talk to you about what your goals are, where are you now, where are you trying to go, and we'll assist you in that effort. I believe in collaboration, membership, partnership, and that's the way of the world, right?
Yeah.
It's so hard to be a solo act out there and try to do business networking on your own, or
right.
chasing after public contracts or private efforts on your own.
Right.
It's expensive, it's tiring, and it's good because it is your business,
right.
but it's a lot easier when you're part of an organization that can connect you in different ways and help you grow and expand your business in a collaborative effort.
And it seems like that's what many successful business owners do, generally speaking. So I think it's probably important for minority business owners to do the same as well, if some of them are not already doing that.
Of course,
right,
definitely.
Right. And
definitely
some of it might be just a educational knowledge type thing. I found that oftentimes there be, particularly in the minority community, where they have an expertise in a certain area and they do that thing very, very well. But whether it's providing a product or a service and running a business are two wholly separate and different things.
Right. It's definitely, because you get praised on Sunday dinners for your food doesn't mean you know how to go out and run a restaurant, right?
Right, right.
There's a lot of other different aspects to that, and I tell people all day, if you don't know what the egg market's doing or the bread market is doing or the napkin or tablecloth markets are doing, then your price and your cost can be shifting in 6 month, 3 month, 6 month, 12-month increments, and you're not budgeting correctly because you're really not understanding what affects your business.
Right, understanding the forces that are out there that can have a direct impact on your business, and certainly very important.
That and from the customer service and quality standpoint as well.
Yeah,
because we promote, focus on the quality of your business, focus on the customer service that you're providing.
Yes,
the revenues will come.
Got it.
Right, the revenues will come when you do that.
That's super. Well, do you have any other final comments that you'd like to have the viewers hear before we sign off on this portion of the segment?
Yeah, you know what? I would. We have some amazing upcoming workshops and summits and events that we're going to be part of. Okay. Like I mentioned, we partnered with the Connecticut Department of Economic Community Development. We're going to be providing workshops around the state in the various cities, everywhere from New London all the way down to Norwalk to Waterbury. And these workshops are going to include business development, bookkeeping, financial planning, estimating bidding, access to capital.
Excellent stuff.
And those workshops are going to be taking place from September over the next year. But then the Black Business Alliance as a whole will be holding other workshops and outreach events. Our first workshop will be held in Norwalk, and that'll be an access to capital business planning hybrid kind of a workshop down there. We're finalizing that date, but we're going to have that out to our members and the public real soon. A major initiative that we're doing, we're partnered with the U.S. And African Development Organization, USADA, and that's out of New Haven, but it's a consortium of college professors, business owners that are instrumental and knowledgeable about trade in Africa. So this summit will be at Yale University, September 21st through the 23rd.
Excellent.
And we're going to have about 4 or 5 commerce secretaries and trade secretaries from some of your West Coast African countries here. We're going to have some federal officials, public officials from the state,
Wonderful.
Here, local business leaders and myself, the Black Business Alliance, is a key sponsor, providing programmatic aspects to it.
And what's the cost for that event?
The cost is on the USADA website, usaado.org, for the various costs and sponsorships and entry levels. Students got a different entry than businesses.
Certainly worth the cost of admission for sure.
This is going to be an amazing event, bringing together, and the sole purpose is to help businesses grow outside of Connecticut. And a lot of our members are going to be participating and looking how to do business in these African countries that need a lot of our expertise over there. So.
Wonderful, great. Well, again, this is Frank Dixon, President of the Black Business Alliance. I want to thank him very much for coming on our program today and providing this wonderful, excellent information. Please stay tuned. I have one more segment in this program. This is George Logan, Senator George Logan, and you are tuned into the Senate Reports.
I started skipping school at a very young age, around 5th or 6th grade, I want to say, because no one really paid attention and it was fun. My family was a broken down family. My mother was an independent mom, but she struggled, but she did the best she could. If I can go back and do it all over again, I'd say stay in school. Make sure your kids go to school. It's a big deal.
Now, some insurance companies brag that they could be on the scene of the accident right after it happens. Whose interest do they have in mind? Yours? I don't think so. You may be one paycheck between you and the street. You have 3 children, work in another town. You need that car and you need it fast. If you have an accident, call me. Attorney Jeffrey Dressler, 24/7, 1122.
I went all the way up to the 12th grade, you know, and I was skipping school. I was selling. I was out there doing bad things because I thought I could just get the fast way. My aunt knew. She came busting at me, came hitting, knocking me upside the head, telling me, you know, to stay in school because they told her, they called in. Parents, you know, you got to keep on top of your kids because at the end of the day, they got to stay in school for the future for y'all and your family to grow. Stay in school, it's a big deal.
Hi, welcome back. I'm George Logan, and you are tuned into the Senate Reports. I want to thank my guest this week, Mr. Frank Dixon, President of the Black Business Alliance. He brought some wonderful information for our viewers regarding entrepreneurs and minority-owned businesses, black businesses here in Connecticut. Here on the Senate Reports, I want to help Connecticut minorities to start up and expand their businesses, grow good Connecticut jobs, expand their contacts to meet other Connecticut minority entrepreneurs. I think that's very important for small businesses, entrepreneurs to get together and learn from one another in terms of how they can learn from mistakes and things that go well in terms of running their businesses from others in the community. That's where groups like the Black Business Alliance come in, and groups like SAMA, the Spanish American Merchants Association, and state programs like the Connecticut Minority Business Initiative, which we featured last week with my guest, Tony Carnes. There is help out there, and it's important for minority entrepreneurs, business owners to understand that. There is support. You do not have to go at it alone. There are groups out there that can help you realize your dream of starting a business. And by you working with others, you'll be helping yourself, and you'll actually be helping the others in terms of making the business community stronger by your participation and your ingenuity and your drive. There are groups out there, many of them, that can help you realize your dream of starting a business. To help you put your idea, your good idea, in motion, and to put it in motion the right way, a way that could help to maximize your potential for success. We want you to be successful. We want you to make a profit. It's important for you to be successful and to make a profit, to grow good jobs right here in Connecticut. As I said last week, my goal as state senator is to lift people up. We want to help to make people stronger, lift them up in their communities, in their families, so they can help to maintain their strong family, help their family grow, and help those around them in the community. To help guide them on their path to success. To guide viewers like you. As your state senator, those are some of the things that I want to do. If you or someone you know might be interested in the topics we have been discussing over the past few weeks, we've had a number of topics that we discussed here, please feel free to contact me at 800-842-1421. Again, that's 800-842-1421. Or you can email me at george.logan@cga.ct.gov. Again, my email, george.logan@cga.ct.gov. Or you can visit my website, very exciting website. I have videos and lots of different articles that I've highlighted and have put out there at www.senatorgeorgelogan.com. www.senatorgeorgelogan.com. Also, feel free to tell me what you like about this program, or if you have some constructive criticism, some ways, some suggestions on ways that I can improve this program to be the most effective in terms of bringing information out to our minority community and to our overall community here in the state of Connecticut. I want to empower you, my viewers, to improve your quality of life for you and your families. I love this state, and I love helping people like you. So I'll see you next time on the Senate Reports. Again, I'm State Senator George Logan.
My name is J. Stan McCauley, and I do business as Lightsource Productions. I provide professional services in the area of strategic video communications. First, what we do is we help you craft your message using what I call the rule of the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. We do event documentation, content acquisition, full-scale productions, editing, and of course distribution through our social media television network. And with social media, video is more important now than it has ever been. Whether you're talking big business, small business, nonprofit, church, or just an individual. Let's say you're planning an event, a wedding, whatever the case may be, but let's say a big event, but no video. You spent all this time, all these hours to put this event on, and maybe 100, 200 people attend the event. But more important than that is that thousands could attend by watching it on social media. But of course, you don't think about this until after the event is over. You can't afford not to capture it for social media. And despite what people think, I am affordable. Give me a call. Let's plan your next video project and share it with the world on my social media television network. I promise you that you will have the attention of one person, me.